If you are between 75 and 85 and you can still do certain ordinary things without fear, without struggle, and without thinking twice, that is not ordinary at all. In fact, in clinic after clinic, living room after living room, I've seen the same hidden truth. Many older adults don't lose independence all at once. They lose it one small function at a time. One weaker step, one rough night of sleep, one forgotten name, one moment of dizziness in the hallway. And by the time they notice the pattern, life has become smaller. So if you still do these 6 things at your age, you are not just doing well, you are preserving something precious. I'm Dr. Reynolds, and today I want to talk to you very directly, very honestly, and also very hopefully, because this video is not about perfection. It's not about having the body you had at 40. It's about the signs that your body is still protecting you, still adapting for you, still fighting for your freedom. And if you can still do these 6 things between ages 75 and 85, you are showing the kind of resilience that truly is rare. Stay with me, because these 6 signs are not random. Each one tells us something deeper about your heart, your brain, your muscles, your kidneys, your circulation, your balance, your energy, and your ability to stay independent. And the final one may be the most important of all, because it often predicts whether a person simply lives longer or lives better. And if 1 or 2 of these feel harder than they used to, please don't panic. That does not mean decline is guaranteed. It means you've been given a signal, a chance to pay attention while there is still time to strengthen what matters. Let's begin. Number 6, you can still get up from a chair without using your hands. That may sound almost too simple, but medically, it is one of the clearest everyday signs of healthy aging. Most people think getting out of a chair is just about leg strength. It isn't. It's about leg strength, yes, but also hip power, core stability, joint mobility, balance, nerve signaling, and confidence. It is a full body coordination test disguised as an ordinary movement. When you rise from a chair without pushing off the armrest or your knees, your body is showing that the communication line between brain and muscle is still working efficiently. Your thighs are generating force. Your hips are stabilizing. Your trunk is keeping you centered. Your inner ear, vision, and nervous system are helping you avoid tipping forward. That's not one system. That's a whole team. And after 75, that matters tremendously. Because one of the biggest threats to independence is not disease itself, it's functional weakness. The slow loss of power that makes every daily task harder. Standing up from the toilet, getting out of bed, rising from the couch, recovering if you stumble. These are the moments that separate "I'm managing fine" from "I need help now." Think of your legs like the engine of a car. If the engine gets weaker every year, eventually even a short trip becomes difficult. Your muscles are not just for walking. They are your emergency reserve, your built-in survival equipment. If getting out of a chair has become harder, the answer is not to avoid the movement. The answer is to train it safely. Practice sit-to-stand repetitions from a firm chair once or twice a day. Start with 5. Use your hands if you need to. Then gradually reduce how much help you give yourself. Add simple leg strengthening like supported mini squats or standing heel raises. And make sure you're eating enough protein, because muscle cannot be rebuilt from effort alone. It needs raw material. If you already do this easily, protect it. Don't take it for granted. That one movement tells me a great deal about how well you may continue to function in the years ahead. And the next sign goes one step further, because it's not just about standing. It's about moving through the world with confidence. Number 5, you still walk at a steady pace without feeling unstable. Not fast, not like you're racing anybody, but steady, purposeful, controlled. A strong walking pattern in your late 70s or early 80s is one of the most valuable health signs we have, because walking is where so many body systems reveal themselves at once. When you walk well, your heart is pumping enough blood. Your lungs are delivering oxygen. Your blood vessels are open enough to carry it. Your brain is processing space, direction, and timing. Your joints are tolerating the load. Your nerves are sending clean signals to the feet and legs. Your balance system is making hundreds of tiny corrections every minute. Walking is not just movement. It's a live performance by your entire body. What many older adults misunderstand is this. They think the danger begins when they fall. Very often, it begins much earlier, when they quietly stop walking as much because they no longer trust their body. They shorten outings. They skip the stairs. They hold the wall. They stop going to the store unless someone drives them. And with every week of reduced movement, the body deconditions further. Muscles weaken. Circulation slows. Stamina drops. Balance gets worse. Fear grows. That is how life shrinks. If you are 75 to 85 and you still walk regularly with a reasonably even stride and without feeling like you might suddenly tip or freeze, that is a major sign of preserved vitality. To protect it, walk daily if your doctor says it's safe. Even 10 minutes after meals may help support blood sugar, circulation, digestion, and joint mobility. Wear shoes that grip well. Swing your arms. Look ahead, not just down. And if you notice dizziness, leg pain, numb feet, or unusual shortness of breath, don't brush it off as just age. Those can be signals worth checking with a physician. And let me pause here to say something important. If you're watching this, I'd love to know your age and where you're watching from. Our community is filled with people encouraging each other through real-life aging, and that kind of support matters more than most people realize. Now, the third sign is one many people overlook completely, even though it influences memory, blood pressure, mood, appetite, and inflammation. Number 4, you still sleep through most of the night and wake up with some energy. Not perfect sleep, not 8 flawless hours, but sleep that restores you more than it drains you. Aging does change sleep. Many older adults become lighter sleepers. Some wake earlier. Some wake to urinate more often. That part is common, but common does not mean harmless. If you are still getting reasonably solid sleep in your late 70s or 80s, that often means several deeper systems are still functioning in a more balanced way. Why? Because sleep is your repair shift. During sleep, the brain clears waste products, almost like a nighttime cleaning crew. Hormones reset. Tissues recover. Blood pressure gets a chance to settle. Immune activity recalibrates. Inflammation may quiet down. Memory gets sorted and filed. If your days are the work hours, your nights are the maintenance hours. When sleep becomes fragmented night after night, older adults may notice much more than fatigue. They may feel weaker on stairs, more irritable, more forgetful, more hungry for sugar, more unsteady in the bathroom at 3 a.m., and less able to cope with stress. Poor sleep can also travel with pain, sleep apnea, heart rhythm issues, anxiety, medication side effects, or poor bladder habits. So if you still sleep fairly well and wake with enough energy to begin the day without feeling like your battery is already half dead, that is a valuable sign. To support it, keep a regular sleep and wake time. Get morning light in your eyes, ideally by stepping outside early. Limit heavy meals and too much fluid right before bed if nighttime urination is a problem. Review medications with your doctor if sleep has changed. And don't ignore loud snoring, morning headaches, or severe daytime sleepiness. Sometimes the issue isn't bad sleep. Sometimes it's disordered breathing during sleep, and that deserves medical attention. If this video is helping you think differently about your health, take a moment to like it and subscribe. Not for me, for you. Because the more you understand these quiet signs of aging, the more power you keep. Now the next one may surprise you, because it's not just physical, it's mental, emotional, and even social. Number 3, you still remember what matters without constantly losing your thread. Let me be careful here. Forgetting a name for a moment is human. Misplacing your glasses is human. Walking into a room and briefly forgetting why you went there is human at 35, 55, and 85. What concerns us more is the steady erosion of functional memory. Repeating the same question several times, missing medications often, losing track of dates repeatedly, getting confused in familiar places, struggling to follow ordinary conversations. That pattern affects independence quickly. So if you are between 75 and 85, and you can still manage your daily routine, remember appointments with the reminder system, follow conversations, and keep your mind engaged, that is no small thing. It suggests that several parts of your brain are still coordinating well. Attention, processing speed, working memory, and executive function, which is the brain's planning and organizing system. Think of it like an office. Memory is not just a filing cabinet. It's also the receptionist, the messenger, the scheduler, and the manager. When those systems stay coordinated, daily life stays smoother. What supports that? Regular movement, good sleep, social interaction, hearing support if your hearing has declined, blood pressure management, blood sugar control, and mental engagement that actually challenges the brain, not just passive television for 6 hours a day. Read, discuss, learn, write things down, play strategy games, practice names, tell stories, call people. Isolation is harsher on the aging brain than many realize. A lonely brain often becomes a quieter brain, and a quieter brain can become a slower one. If you or a loved one notices a meaningful change in memory, especially if it's progressing, that is the time to involve a physician. Not because all memory change means dementia. Often it does not. But because vision problems, hearing loss, medication effects, thyroid issues, vitamin deficiencies, depression, sleep problems, and circulation issues can all affect thinking. And that brings us to the next sign, which people often mistake for just getting old, when it is actually one of the clearest markers of reserve. Number 2, you still recover well after a busy day. This one is powerful. Can you have an active day, perhaps errands, cooking, light housework, a walk, a family visit, maybe a little stair climbing, and then feel pleasantly tired instead of completely wiped out for 2 days? That recovery capacity tells us a lot. Many people focus only on what they can do in the moment, but in medicine, we also care deeply about how the body bounces back. Because recovery reflects resilience. It tells us how well your muscles handle effort, how effectively your heart and blood vessels deliver oxygen, how stable your blood sugar is, how much inflammation your body is carrying, how well you sleep afterward, and whether your kidneys and metabolism are clearing the normal byproducts of activity efficiently. In plain English, it tells us how well your body handles life. Think of 2 houses after a storm. One needs weeks of repairs after minor damage. The other bends, adjusts, and is ready by morning. Recovery is that difference. If a little activity now leaves you shaky, breathless, swollen, unusually sore, foggy, or exhausted, that is not a moral failure, and it is not a reason for shame. It is a clue. It may mean anemia, poor conditioning, medication side effects, heart issues, sleep disruption, inadequate hydration, low protein intake, or simply that your body has become undertrained from too much sitting. To improve recovery, pace your activity instead of doing everything in one burst. Eat balanced meals with protein. Stay hydrated, especially in warm weather. Build strength 2 or 3 times a week if cleared by your clinician. And pay attention to delayed fatigue. Your body often whispers before it shouts. If you still recover well in your late 70s or 80s, that is extraordinary. It means you still have reserve. And reserve is what protects independence during illness, stress, travel, and life's surprises. Now we come to the final sign. In many ways, it holds the others together. Number 1, you still make yourself move, even on the days you don't feel like it. This may be the rarest trait of all. Not perfect discipline, not a punishing routine, but the habit of continuing to engage with life physically and mentally, even when motivation is low, even when the weather is bad, even when your joints are a little stiff, even when part of you wants to stay in the chair. Because here is the medical contradiction many people never hear clearly enough. After 75, rest is necessary, but too much rest is dangerous. The body interprets prolonged inactivity as a signal that strength is no longer needed. Muscles shrink, balance dulls, bones weaken, insulin control worsens, circulation becomes more sluggish, the heart becomes less efficient, the bowels slow, the brain receives fewer stimulation signals, even mood can darken. Inactivity ages the body faster than age alone. But when you keep moving gently and consistently, you send the opposite message. You tell the body, we still need these systems online. We still need these legs. We still need this balance. We still need this memory. We still need this stamina. Movement is a vote for staying capable. This doesn't mean you need to exercise like a younger person. It means you preserve routines that keep your internal machinery awake. walking, stretching, standing up often, carrying groceries safely, doing light resistance work, gardening, cleaning, climbing a few stairs if appropriate, practicing balance near a counter, getting outside, remaining involved, and just as important, you keep participating in your own life. You don't surrender every task at the first sign of difficulty. You adapt. You use supports if needed, but you keep showing up. That is 1 in a million. Because the people who age best are not always the ones with perfect genes or perfect lab results. Very often, they are the ones who remain engaged. They stay curious. They keep routines. They protect muscle. They nourish themselves. They ask for help when needed, but they do not abandon themselves. So if you are between 75 and 85 and you still do these 6 things, rise from a chair with control, walk steadily, sleep with real restoration, remember what matters, recover after activity, and keep yourself moving even when it would be easier not to, you are demonstrating something remarkable. You are showing preserved function, preserved reserve, preserved independence. And even if you can only do some of these right now, please hear me on this. Aging is not only about loss. It is also about response. The body may change, yes, but small, consistent choices still matter. They matter for circulation. They matter for memory. They matter for pain. They matter for sleep. They matter for confidence. They matter for whether you can keep living life on your terms. You do not need to be flawless to make progress. You do not need to be young to get stronger. And you do not need to give up because something has become harder. You just need to keep listening to the signals, respecting the body you have, and working with it instead of against it. I'm Dr. Thomas Reynolds, and I want to thank you for spending this time with me. If this message spoke to you, tell me in the comments which of these 6 things you still do proudly, and which one you want to protect more carefully from this day forward. And if you haven't already, subscribe and join us for more conversations about healthy aging, staying independent, and living with strength, clarity, and dignity for as long as possible. Take care of yourself. Keep moving. Keep believing that your daily habits matter, because they do. And so do you.